and me. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are back with Lake Wonder, The Watchers, which is a Monster of the Week few shot. I have all my wonderful players here. Thank you so much for joining me, especially because for some of you who are in the US, this is Father's Day. I don't know abroad. We do not have a ton of US people in here, but we do have some. But yeah, because, that's we're playing this game and it's spooky, and that's when we're doing it. So, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Before we get into it, I'm just going to have everybody go around, describe who they are, who their character is, and then we'll give a rundown of what happened last session in case you missed it or you forgot. It's been a long week. We will start with Ginny this time. Ginny, who are you? What are your pronouns? Who do you play?
All right, hi. I go by Ginny Voss on the internet. I use they, them, or she, her pronouns. As you can hear, I have a bit of a cold and my voice is leaving me, not in the least, because I'm fresh off running a Pride one shot in masks. So, like, that was a lot of talking, and now I'm talking more, which is great if you already don't have a voice. That also explains all the rainbows going on, because yay, Pride! And I'm playing Susan, who is the monstrous, and she's just a lovely sucker mom of a person. She runs a baking blog. She's this sweet lady who just, wants to take care of her kids and love her husband and has a bit of a protective streak over kids in general and the people she cares about. And she's just also a little bit, she happens to be a bit Bigfoot-ish. She's a bit hairy, bit big, bit strong, but don't mention it because it's super rude. I'm not going around calling you a human, so who the hell goes around calling me Bigfoot? That's just
Exactly.
rude.
It is rude.
And
It is
also, it's
rude.
a sensitive subject. Come on. I didn't choose to be this way.
Yes, it's just rude to call someone Bigfoot, because it says a lot about the size of their feet and also how hairy they
Yes.
are. And those are sensitive topics. Um,
Yes.
Lovely. Susan is a joy, and so are you, Ginny.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Taima. Taima, who are you? What are your
Hello,
pronouns? Who do you play?
I'm Taima. My pronouns are they, them, or she, her, and I'm a nerd sitting in Sweden that is kind of sauna heat right now. It's sunny out. I have a roof apartment. I am dying, but it's okay. Taima time or Taima creative everywhere, pretty much. And I am playing Robin, who is a bit of a disaster. They are the Hex by character and a bit of a witch, a bit of a goth, a bit of an eccentric nerd, and troublemaker, and has who seemed to have a bit of an impulsive streak, and left Sweden to take a one-way ticket all the way to Lake Wonder in a sort of post-breakup crisis, and is now casually sleeping on their friend Lucky's couch. Lucky, who also had who, by the way, in the very beginning of this adventure, uh, asked Robin what they did when literally the entire town disappeared. And Robin is like, I've never made an entire town disappear.
Not yet, anyway. Maybe this is one you get to add into Robin's book. Make
Would
entire
be a
town
bit
disappear.
awkward. Yeah, they also can be seen always flipping through the little grimoire, have a lot of spells going, doing a lot of magic bullshit, and a little bit suspicious, I guess. They are not suspicious of anyone, but they tend to make other people very suspicious.
Robin is a bit of a mess in general, but we love them anyway. Alrighty, next up, Mina. Who are you? What do you pronounce? Who do you play?
Hi, I am Mina Sanuki, and I am a variety gamer. I play mini games, tabletop, computer games, PlayStation games, whatever's there. Um, and I go by she, her, and don't call me ma'am because I'll chop suey people. uh, I'm not old yet. What else? I play Edgar Anderson. He's a little teenager boy. He's about 16 now, about, and he's a recurring character for Monster of the Week, Lake Wonder, and I enjoy playing him. He's kind of scary, but he's more of a prankster than anything. He used to like plot, but now he's just like, whatever. I'm just pranking everybody now.
He's using his spookiness for the lulls at this point.
For the lulls now, because he finds it funny. And off the scene, you can see what he's actually doing, like tiptoeing around.
Yeah, creeping up behind people at all times.
At all times, he's high stealth.
He's just really trying to be a rogue.
Yes. He's a rogue, but he's also a sorcerer. So he stays in the back in combat. No, I really enjoy Edgar, though. Yes, he is a trickster. And honestly, I cannot wait for him to be in other Lake Wonder games, because he's Edgar.
He is. He's a Lake Wonder staple at this point.
Yes. Yes. He has to be there.
Is it really Lake Wonder if Edgar isn't there? All right. Next up, M. Who are you? What are your pronouns? Who do you play?
So I'm M. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm here because I love stories. And I'm playing Lucky, also known as the Flake, also known as the weirdo who surfs conspiracy websites in the library, or the person you can see peeking around the corner and furiously taking notes in their notebooks to pin up on their wall of, let's call it, research.
Research.
Research, and a lot of red string connecting all the mysteries in the town.
And
my friend.
And Robin's friend.
Yes.
A bit too much of an introvert to have uninvited house guests, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. It's all fine.
It's fine when you have just an internet friend show up on your doorstep with a mangy cat.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Alrighty. Next up, Fishy. Who are you? What are your pronouns? Who do you play?
I am Fishy. I use he, him pronouns. I'm just a nerd from Georgia. And I'll be playing Drake Galloway. He is the chosen, just this red-headed slacker teenager, just a punk kid who has no direction in life and totally doesn't start trouble. Like, what are you talking about?
No trouble at all. It's not like he's been spending this entire adventure looking for a cigarette.
Yeah.
To varying levels of success because Susan keeps stopping him from smoking.
Yeah. Alternate title: Lake Wonder, Drake's Quest for a Smoke.
Very nice. Alrighty, last but certainly not least, Havna. Who are you? What are your pronouns? Who do you play?
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_. And today I will be playing Fukun Vora, the expert. And some stuff just went down in their haven, and they're very confused. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, shit got real in that haven. Well, those are all my players. They're all wonderful and lovely humans. I am Corinne. I will be the keeper for this session. You can find me on Twitter as Manic Pixie Girl. My pronouns are she, her. And you're watching this on Roll the Roll. We play lots of different tabletop games, Monster Week included, obviously, currently playing it, Pathfinder 2e, D&D 5e. I know that Cody's looking to play a Fiasco game on Saturday, so if anyone's interested in playing Fiasco, that's a thing he's looking to do. But yeah, that is us. In general, we use Roll20 whenever we can because I honestly just really like it. But Roll the Roll uses Roll20 every time because that's how we roll. Anyway, into the story. Let me just get us back to our um, our spooky what happened music. All right. So, where we last left off, a lot of things had happened. You all had awoken in this town that was completely abandoned, besides yourselves, obviously. And you realize that somebody or something is watching you, following you. And they are seemingly a humanoid individual in a dark cloak. You learned that they can teleport or at least move through space in a non traditional manner. You discovered that there was a hotel in town where this spooky person was. And they kind of lured you in there. You decided not to investigate further and decided to leave. But they were also seemingly trying to stop you from getting to the lake. You don't know exactly why yet, but you think the lake is a place that you need to go. However, before you went to the lake and before you decided to try and face this individual because they seemed scary, you decided to head to Fatoon's Haven. You originally didn't know that's where you were going. You thought you were going to the ranger station. But, ranger station, secret haven, probably the same.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah, it's an upgrade. It's fine. In general, a couple other things that happened. You all burned flyers in Chip Winger's house so that he didn't have them to disperse amongst the town. You briefly utilized the school bus, and then it had to stop because there's cars in the way. You also tried to hide a car, and then that spell failed, and then the car was sparkly and sang songs whenever you were looking at it, so you decided not to take that car either. And then when you did get to the Haven, you were all doing various things to try and prepare. Some of the things you were doing, Robin was working on spells, different things that you all thought might help if you had to face somebody who could teleport. You also, Futoon was doing research, trying to find more information using the lore library. And they were able to find an old news article. The article wasn't actually complete because it had just been used as a bookmark inside another book. But from that newspaper article, you got a name of somebody who had died in or been seriously injured in a boating accident of some sort on Lake Wonder. This happened about 6 months ago, and the person, at least, it didn't say they had died, but they were in critical condition. Their name was Mira, and you all were like, well, maybe this Mira has something to do with it. And so you decided to try and contact the spirits to gain a little bit more information. Robin and Eddie, you had tried to do spirit writing to get the last name of this Mira so that you could hopefully look her up, gain more information about her, see if she died or if she was still alive. However, something happened. As you were spirit writing, you wrote the name Cole, you assume this is the last name, Mira Cole, on a piece of paper. But as you did so, suddenly, both Eddie and Robin collapsed. And they saw this. If everybody will look at the Roll20, and viewers should be able to see this as well. Suddenly, Eddie and Robin, you are looking up at what seems to be hospital ceiling. You hear a heart monitor beeping beside you. You hear doctors and nurses chatting out in the hall. Each of you is experiencing this, but if you try to look to either side of you, you do not see the other.
Do we see anything else?
I would like you to investigate a mystery for me.
Yes, I will. Let's see. To find the stuff again because it's been a while.
Oh yeah, no worries. It has been a little while.
Okay, let's see. Investigate a mystery.
So you would be rolling sharp, yes.
9.
All right, so you get a mixed success. That means you do have a couple of questions you can ask.
Yeah.
Give me one.
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
have one. Oh yes, I have one question.
Okay, what's your question?
Oh boy, I'm reading the list. What is being concealed here?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So, as you look around, you realize a couple of things. You can't move very well. As you try and turn your head, you're not able to get too much movement. And it's kind of hard to keep your eyes open. You feel very tired. But you do manage to look down and you see hands. And at least for what you can tell, they look like your hands. Now, that could just be that they are a set of hands that are similar to yours, or it could mean that they are literally your hands. You're not really sure, but these hands seem like yours, which is certainly very weird.
Okay.
Okay. And Eddie, are you also going to try to investigate this mystery of why you're suddenly looking at the ceiling?
I think Eddie already solved it. He was in a coma. He woke up. He's good. He's no longer in the dream world. He succeeded his mission.
Hey, maybe Eddie just knows what's going on. Eddie does have past experience dealing with this kind of thing. Is there anything Eddie wants to try and do?
He is going to look around to see what's going on.
Okay, investigate a mystery for me.
Let's see. Character sheets. Sharp.
All right, so you get one question.
Okay, my one question is, who's in the room with me?
Okay. So you kind of turn your head, instead of looking down at your hands like Robin did, you try and get a better view to see if anybody else is here. Although you don't see anyone directly in the room with you, just outside the door, you see what looks to be a doctor. You can see the white coat, and you see a nurse, or at least what you would think was a nurse. You see like just a set of scrubs. And then you see somebody who kind of resembles your mom. But they're far away, your eyesight's a little bit blurry.
I'm going to call out, Mom! I'm awake!
When you try and speak, your throat feels really tight, really dry, and instead it comes out like a croak, like you haven't drank anything in a really long time. And then,
is there anything? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and then you blink, and you, Robin, you blink.
Yeah.
And when you open your eyes again, you're laying on the floor of the Haven.
Oh.
Just Robin?
Robin and Eddie, both of you.
Oh.
Both of us.
Oh, man.
Are you guys okay? You
Oh,
just
no.
fell over.
I woke up just for a bit, and I guess I'm back in the stream world.
Eddie, are you okay? You were not
Yes.
completely.
Help me up, please. I don't.
Are you
know
sure
why
it's
I
good
felt
to
weird.
get up yet? I just lay there for a second. You too, Robin. Just
But I'm
stay there for a
I'm,
little bit.
I'm laying on something sharp. I think it's that pencil. Ow. Yep, that was the pencil. Ow.
I offer my hand to Eddie to help him up.
Thank
'Cause
you.
he's a bro.
Yeah.
Robin
Robin
sort of lays there looking into the ceiling, and they're like, and then they see a hand coming to into the vision, and they're like, what? And then like, oh yeah, right.
Robin,
probably
did you see something? What happened with the spell?
Well, I mean, we did write out the last name Cole, but I did see something. I did see my own hands, I guess. It was like in a hospital.
Oh,
Hospital.
you saw
Hospital.
that too? Okay. I thought I was going crazy for a second.
Okay, what did you
Well, I saw a doctor, a nurse, and my mom.
I mean, I guess we figured out where our bodies are as we are in this dream world.
I
Oh.
guess we're in another coma. Great.
Another
Another
coma.
Another
coma?
coma?
Oh,
What?
sorry. Remember about a few weeks or this about a week ago?
Yeah, I would say it would feel like a week to you, yeah.
The kids at the school were going into comas, unknown reasons, and there was one who was in a coma. Forgot his name because he's a loser. Sorry, I had to say that. But he brought me and my friends into the dream world, and we defeated the Elf King there. But we were supposed to wake up the Kevin, I think his name was.
Yeah, I believe it's Kevin.
And
That's what I remember.
basically what happens, and I think I'm probably in that coma too.
Well, perhaps
Okay.
perhaps that's what happened to you, but I haven't been in a coma before. Not that I know, unless, you know, they wiped my memories. But if that's the same thing, then they would have wiped your memory, so you wouldn't have remembered being in a coma before. So it's probably not the same thing.
Here,
So
have some water. And
maybe-
I hold out water to glasses of water to both of them.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're so awesome.
And just stay seated for a little bit. We're gonna be okay. I know there's not necessarily doctors. I am trying to get my first help certificate. It's not quite there yet, but I do know. Just, you know, stay still for a little bit.
Oh,
I
it's,
feel
it's
like the
fine. I don't think I
clue-
hit my head or anything. It was just something with a spell.
Maybe the
I-
clue is at the hospital.
Maybe.
Futun takes out the newspaper clipping that they had found and then passes it over to Robin and Eddie. It says, I have a weird theory. What if what you saw wasn't through your own eyes?
Was through this person's eyes?
Maybe.
I was
I
thinking
mean,
that.
That would make sense.
Robin
because
just
my
said they
mom
saw
was
their
there,
own
and she's
hands.
a doctor there
I-
too.
I did see my own hands, but I'll be real. I hold up my hands to Lucky's hands, like, and then I hold them to someone else's hands. So I'm like, there's not that big of a difference between our hands.
Susan holds out her hands, and they're like hairy and a
Well,
little bit wrinkled. And
I look at Susan. I guess we need to get Susan to wake up in the hospital to see if it checks out.
she has lovely points. She has lovely painted nails, though. They're like
I love it.
they're
I
this
love the
this
nail
love.
art.
Thank you. I had them done I think yesterday. There's such a weird, like in a week. Yesterday, it's
You were looking into a connection between this Mira person.
Yeah.
So maybe you were sucked. Sorry, were we talking about nails, or are we trying to figure out what's happened to us?
I don't know what's going on. I have a question.
Yes.
I'm going to start speaking in that croaky voice to see if it sounded like me.
Okay.
I wanted to see if it's me or the other person.
Okay.
So I'm gonna trying to call out, remembering the sound and the way the person spoke, and see if it was familiar or same as my voice.
Okay, I'd say you're able to kind of approximate that. You just think about really dry things. You think about deserts. You think about eating saltines. You think about when you've been outside and it's really hot and you just ran a mile in school and you really didn't want to and your mouth's just like dry. You think about all those things. You try and make that same sound that you made when you tried to call out to your mom. And it sounds similar. It sounds close. But you also don't know if that's just because you're trying to replicate it unconsciously, or if it was really your voice. It's hard to distinguish.
I do
I
have
kind
a
of
thought.
relay that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I do have a thought. Remember when I said some time ago when we were still out of the street that we should consider that maybe we are the ones who are gone and not, the entire city? I also think that maybe. We had something traumatic that happened here, and I think we spoke about that. Generally speaking, ghost huntings and so on, from my readings, tend to happen when something traumatic happened or when something hasn't been properly solved. If this person is in a coma and never woke up, could Mira still be in the lake?
And there's a storm over the lake. But
Yeah,
I was
and
thinking, you
maybe
wrote
we were.
down you wrote down the last name Cole, and the first name is
Yes.
Mira. That sounds like miracle. And is that a coincidence? I don't know. That's a very big coincidence. So maybe it's all a miracle that we're here and our whole lives were the coma. So we're not even our own persons. We're
Yes.
just projections of coma dreams and we're waking up for the first time ever.
Lucky.
Put my
I
hand on
just like
Lucky's
reach
shoulder
out and
and
like
just
take Lucky's hands, like calm down.
Think about it. It's a lot. It's a lot of coincidences. I'm just saying.
There is,
it's
but
it's
that's
okay. Did
They
you
make a
also
lot of
here
sense.
have some water as well?
Robin, you
What if
wouldn't
it's in the
happen-
water? I throw the water on the ground.
Robin, you wouldn't happen to have like a tracking spell or something, would you?
I do
Something
have
we
a
can
tracking
use.
spell.
I do have that site where it leads to.
What
I
if we
can
tried to
probably
find
see a
Mira?
path
On the lake.
on the lake. I can probably see like a path. Like I saw a path going to the hotel.
I think that might be worth a shot.
So,
yeah.
Are we thinking that Mira is a cloaked creature, or has she somehow been captured by a cloaked creature?
I have like two different theories. One theory is that maybe Mira was indeed captured by something in the lake that is like keeping her stuck there. Or maybe it's just that she can't wake up. But regardless, I think maybe we could all be in a coma, but maybe because she tried to reach out for help.
Can I see the article real fast, please?
Yeah. And I'm gonna pick up Nisse and just pet him.
I'm going
For
to
a while.
look at it and I'm going to try to see the location where the wreck is at. I'm guessing there's a wreck.
Yeah.
Or some, and see if I ever can recall where this location is at because I'm so used to being at Lake Wonder.
Yeah, so you, as you're, kind of skimming over the article, it is ripped and smudged, and that was part of the reason why you didn't have a last name on it. But as you're kind of looking at where they describe the wreck to be, there's even like a grainy picture of the wreck. You see that it is, it was near one of the small islands in Lake Wonder. They're not like islands in the sense that like people live on them, but they are small little outcroppings of trees that are in certain parts of the lake. And you recognize that it looks like whatever this boat crash, however it happened, the boat started to sink and then got smashed into the side of one of the little outcroppings of island-y tree things.
Okay, I'm going
Maybe she's-
Go ahead.
Maybe she's a scientist who figured out that everyone is in a coma, and they didn't want her to find out, so they took her out of the coma, and now she's walking around in this so-called real world, and took everyone with her.
I
give you a
don't-
sandwich.
I Thank you.
Very relieved that you're actually eating that.
I'm Edgar, his eyes turn white again. And as you guys are talking, and he's going to try to see, like, in the picture, like, he's going to use his sight to see if there's any way he can bring out, like, a scene, like what happened. Having the spirits guide him.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a magical influence, or yeah, I can see like invisible things or something. I don't know. I don't know how to use it with that.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm gonna
I would say
try.
that since you're trying to be more specific with this, I would need a weird roll from you
Yes.
for using that magic.
Could I
But
assist?
what was that?
I asked if I can assist somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if Eddie wants to share with the class what he's trying to do, then
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, his eyes just turn white. You know, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. If he doesn't say anything, it's not.
Yeah.
All right. So this, Eddie, as you're really trying to focus on what happened, what you're missing here, what this article doesn't convey, your grip on it goes kind of tight, a little bit white knuckled, and you sway a little bit in place with your eyes completely whited out, and you do get some flashes of what you think is a premonition. And you hear water. You hear a boat. It sounds like a motorboat. And you hear a storm in the distance. That same storm that you think has been over this lake the entire time. It doesn't seem, for a moment, it seems further away from you. But as you sway in place, it almost feels like you're being pushed by the water. And then you hear voices in your ear. You hear what sounds to be a more masculine voice and then a more feminine voice. And the masculine voice is saying something that sounds like, "I'm so sorry, and we're gonna be okay." And then you hear, I don't think so." And then for a moment, it feels like there's water going into your mouth. And you snap out of it. You take one harm as you start spitting out water.
All right. I'm like,
Oi,
Eddie?
Effie.
Eddie! Arm around you,
Ow.
patting you on the back. Like,
You're supposed to swallow. You know you're supposed to swallow the water, right?
it
I'm
tastes like lake water.
Lake what? Like the lake. What did you do actually? You started looking like
I was on
Yeah.
I was
Are
on
you-
the boat, and I think I felt like I was in the water.
Platoon, did
That
you have
hurt.
your...
With Mira?
I heard a man's voice, and I heard Mira's voice, and the man was saying, "I'm sorry, and we'll be okay." And then she was like, "We're not going to be okay." And then I felt the water in my mouth. So I'm guessing the boat turned over then.
Was there anything about the man in the news clipping?
I don't know.
I thought it said it was one person.
Yeah.
Fatoon, you were originally reading the news article. Although it was, like I said, ripped, there wasn't a whole lot of information. It does say that, it said that specifically one person was in critical condition, and that was Mira. But there was an unnamed casualty listed. You're not certain if it's unnamed because there was something ripped off, or if it is just they didn't have a name.
I will relay that to the group.
Oh, so Mira survived but is in a coma, but meanwhile we have this other person that we don't know the name of who
So
died. That could mean
We've-
that... Yeah.
we've been looking at this as if the cloaked figure is dangerous because they're an enemy. What if they're dangerous because they're in pain?
I
What if
was
they're-
thinking that because I've read so many comics in my comic shop, and I'm sorry, this is like a story. He died, and he wants her to join him.
Yeah, comics
Yeah.
are very good for, like, people put their unconscious the unconscious frequencies that they get from the universe, they put it into stories. So stories are actually a really good way to predict what's happening in the real world.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a movie. I vaguely remember a movie like that. So either maybe she's being held, either she's being held back in the lake because he doesn't want to be alone, or she can't leave because she doesn't want to leave him. And regardless, we definitely need to go to the lake because one or both of them need our help.
We need to go to the lake. And
which one of the spells should I prepare?
we've tried preparing things to fight it. Is there anything we can do to soothe or calm?
I can calm emotions, putting thoughts in their mind, but I don't think so because they're probably not alive.
I've already planned. We're already gonna prepare binding and blinding.
I mean, it's good to have in our pockets if this hypothesis turns out to be wrong. Like, we should put all our eggs in one basket. What if we just, like, put Susan at the front, and then she can do all, like, her friendly, "Oh, how are you doing? Do you want the sandwich?" It's very calming when she does it, not when I do it.
You're very calming. You're nice.
That's very kind of you to say.
My guess is that if we're going to go, we need to go to the island that the accident happened. And
I could.
Before we go anywhere, like, how ready do you all feel about this? Because we don't exactly, because we clearly need to know more. But also,
Well, I could bake some cookies, and like, people really like having cookies, and it calms them down and makes them more cheerful. So maybe they'll like that.
We sure have time to go bake cookies.
Would it calm you to make cookies?
Yes.
How long does it take to make cookies?
If she makes
You've got the quick ones. They're done in like half an hour.
Let her make some easy cookies. It doesn't never hurts.
What with the bake with like the baking station in this awesome supernatural hideout?
There is sugar and flour, and baking soda. Forgot what we need.
I actually feel kind of hurt right now, so maybe that hour rest would allow me to recuperate. It hurts a lot right now. My throat. That water killed my mouth.
Yeah, about that, Futun. Do I need to send Carl over to check your pipe? I mean, as you know, Carl, he does plumbing, and if you've got river water coming out of your pipes, then
I think it was Eddie who had river water coming out of his pipes.
Susan, I haven't taken a drink out of the water yet. It's still full.
Oh.
Magic.
It's not real river water. We're in a coma dream, or out of a coma dream.
We're in a dream, kind of. Sort of.
I was gonna say, Corinne, I still have my hold from the one with the plant.
You do.
Can I spend that before we leave to go to the lake?
Yeah.
It just says to spend the hold to be where you need to be prepared and ready. I'm not really sure what that means specifically, but I would like us to be prepared and ready for whatever's at the lake.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'd say that you could use your hold from your full mystery ability to be prepared to go to the lake. In that case, what this means, I think you've already done a lot of things that would help. You have, Robin has prepared some spells. I think it would be... Oh, go ahead.
I still need to prepare my third one.
Yeah, if, what you would think, Fatun, is that the tracking spell would be really useful.
Which one of them?
Let me look.
Find a person, I assume, rather than find object.
If you just find object, be like, find the mysterious creature's cloak.
I would say that you could do it either way, depending on whether you are specifically looking for miracle, as has been mentioned earlier, then you would want to do find person. But if you wanted to find something that was on the unnamed individual, then finding the cloak would be find object. So Fatoon, if you want to relay that with your knowledge of needing to be ready, one of those two things would help you a lot. Beyond that, you think that if you're going to try and get to the island on the lake, you know already that there should be boats there, but everybody should have life jackets because water safety. But I'd say those are the things that you think you would need, other than, any sort of, if you want to try and fight whatever the cloaked figure is, just general weapons you might find useful.
Yeah, I will relay that to the group, specifically to Robin regarding the spells.
Yeah, just gonna sort of, they're gonna sit down, do the little ritual, pick together everything they need for spells.
So, if we have to choose between those people, my bet would be on finding Myra Cole, because either Myra is the cloaked creature, or the cloaked creature is connected to Myra. So if you find Myra, perhaps Eddie, you can do your thing and ask her, like, how can we calm your dead husband, but nicely.
I think you're right.
We know it's the husband.
I don't know.
I think it
Just a
was
guess.
a boyfriend or a dad or
It's someone.
it doesn't. It's someone friend. There could be a possible everything. So
How can we
What
calm
age
the
was
person
Myra?
who lost?
I wonder how come the Nisse ended up here with us.
So, Susan, if you looked at the article that Fatoon had, it does say that Mira was in her early 20s. So she wasn't, a teenager, but she wasn't also, a mom with kids or anything, most likely. She could have had kids. Could have. But, it's not mentioned that she had any surviving children or anything like that.
Yeah.
Robin, I thought Nissa was your familiar.
I don't. No, not really. Just my cat.
It's just a really weird cat, though.
I know she's a little. I know he's a little bit weird, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with him.
I'm not saying there's something wrong with him. I'm saying, like what you said. You wondered why he was here. So he's got to be connected to you in some way, right?
I mean, I could probably bond with him to make him a familiar eventually. I just haven't figured out how to do that. But no, that's not why he. I mean,
Perhaps you
weird.
accidentally made him your familiar.
He's weird, but this is not the time or place to explain why.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Robin looks awkwardly away.
This weird cat.
do. Lucky can just tell if people are lying to them.
So you know that Robin is being real sketchy about their cat for some reason. You don't know why they're being sketchy about their cat, but there's something up with this cat.
Robin, I'm gonna ask you a question.
question.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to answer it honestly. Does whatever weird thing is going on with your cat, does it have to be with us being possibly in our own or someone else's coma?
What? No. I mean, I hope not. That would be
Okay,
really
then
weird.
we're gonna have a conversation about this when we get out of this, because that cat, it lives in my house, so I'm a little. Let's keep
But
going.
look, but it's just a cat. I holds the cat up to you towards Lucky, like.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
It doesn't
Okay.
blink
Mhm.
the entire time it's held up to you.
I'm going to give you a lot of
Lion
secrets
King.
to make you think about everything else besides this cat. Okay.
Okay.
Lake Wonder has a zombie.
Oh my god! Wait, I gotta write
Lake
this down.
Wonder has a werewolf. Lake
Is
Wonder
it-
does have
is it
a
Mr.
big
Lewis?
foot,
Is it-
but with one big foot.
What, the werewolf? Is it Mr. Harrington?
So you're just gonna have to think about that.
Oh fuck!
I have no information for you. Just go
One
look through the
big
books
foot.
while we do all this other stuff.
Okay. Yes.
So you've successfully distracted Lucky. So Robin can now prepare one of the searching spells, either doing.
Yeah, I am preparing Find Person
Okay.
because I agree that it seems to be the better choice of the two.
All right.
I was thinking of something else.
And
but I
also, if we
forgot.
find Mira, we'll eventually like know who the person with their was.
Exactly. And we will be able to see if really we will be able to see if what we find is the essence of Mira, because I don't think that we are gonna run into the body, so to speak, because the body is clearly at the hospital, probably not in Lake Wonder.
Well, our buddies are somewhere else too, so
Might be.
I'm baking cookies.
All right. So while Susan bakes her cookies and Eddie is allowed to relax to fix that one harm, and Robin gets that spell ready, is there anything else anybody wants to do?
I would want to have a word with Fortune and Drake.
All right. Commence then.
Fortune, Drake, can you come over a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
So, and Robin kind of looks a little bit awkward because they're not sure how to put this. And then they pause and then like, you know when when you can tell that someone is about to say something but they just doesn't get to it because they are still thinking on exactly how to put it. It's sort of that. It's a little bit awkward actually. And then finally they are like, okay, so pretty early on, actually, I think it was after you were being, no offense, Drake, you were being a little bit of an asshole over at the cemetery. No offense, it was, I mean, you threw a cigarette in the grass and stuff, but
I put it out first.
You still threw it there. And I might have done a little reading on you, and actually, and so you don't happen to have a lot of strange dreams or anything, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So, anything else strange that you?
Let's see.
Because I believe there is quite a specific, one very important reason why you are here with us.
There's the strange dreams, and I don't know, just like, and then after one of the dreams I woke up and this was just on my nightstand, and I pulled out the obsidian handled switchblade with the silver blade. This was just there.
Probably gonna instantly zoom in and look closer at that a little bit, and then back away a little bit, like, okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense then. See,
then I don't know, then on top of that, there are times where things that are supposed to hurt kind of don't.
And you feel like you're being pulled to doing something and you keep resisting it?
I mean, that's always, but yeah.
Maybe.
That's everything.
Yeah, so basically one of the things I found out a little bit strange is I think, Drake, that you are a little bit more important than you might realize. There's a reason that sword ended up there. And I'm sure that probably sucks to hear because you're literally a teen. But I mean, wait. I was gonna say that you are not actually alone in that. Most of all, Fitium, I remember when we were having a talk and watching that series. I don't remember what the name was, and I said that thing about something important in the future-ish. See, I think that maybe you might be supposed to show Drake here the way.
You
What?
you want me to be a park ranger?
Not really.
I mean, if you want to, I can. We've got
I mean,
training
it would make.
programs.
I mean, it would make a good cover, but that's not what I mean. I think that I think that Draco will need your advice as an expert, Futun.
Futun looks kind of confused and looks at Drake and says, "Is there something you're trying to do? Someone you're looking for?"
I mean, not particularly. I've just had these weird, surreal dreams, and then this dagger and or switchblade or whatever the fuck it is, and
Yeah,
you know,
about that switchblade. And Futun pulls out like a dagger from like a hilt on their hip, and it looks similar to your switchblade. And they
okay,
say,
that's
I don't know where you got that from, but that's not an ordinary switchblade. I'm sure you've realized.
yeah, I mean, it is heavier than it looks. Drake's just
Yeah.
looking clueless as all get out.
Pretty
Like-
much every so often a person finds out they're a little bit stronger because the world needs balance and someone to help help it stay in balance, and you're one of those people, Drake. Congratulations! I'm sorry.
Uh,
Now, is she saying, or are they saying this?
They are
Like-
probably Robin would have taken them a little bit to the side, but I don't think that they are exactly only whispering unless because everyone are kind of in this shit together.
Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Lucky furiously scribbling in their notebook.
so it's basically like one of those things. Let's go talk in the kitchen. And the kitchen is like a 3 foot, like an area 3 feet away
Yeah,
from
and Susan
everybody
is there
else.
making
It's not
cookies.
private.
A little bit more
it's-
quiet than
it's
you
not-
would normally bake cookies as
it's
well,
not-
because Drake
So-
is like her child at this point.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like it's not private. It's just slightly further away.
It's not quiet. It's just undisturbed, pretty much. It's sort of like
Yeah,
you know
it's-
that it's private, even if you can hear everything, because this is such a small place.
Eddie just chuckles to himself, and he's like, "If only they knew."
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, I know
So-
some things.
Okay, so you're telling me that even though on Monday through Fridays I have to raise my hand and ask to go take a piss, I'm supposed
Yep.
to do something special.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's- Okay.
I guess you chose to do something special there, Drake. Haha.
Maybe
More
it's
or
supposed to be
less.
special on the weekends.
Special
it
only
could
before
be-
curfew.
Either case, I think that means that you might actually be among the stronger among us in what we might have to do next.
Okay.
As much as I would prefer not to have teens in the
So,
front
I
line.
mean-
No offense to you, neither you or Eddie. You're more than capable.
So,
But
I
There's
mean-
like about 10 or so teens that have similar powers there, just letting you know.
So what? Like if this thing needs to be
I'm not
punched in the
surprised
face,
on
that's my
that.
job, or great. I mean, I'll do it, but okay. Like,
you're not alone though. That's the important part in this.
But I
You
suppose
You
it's
don't
my
have to do
job
it right now. You can just, take your time, grow up, and then probably after it'll still be around.
Yeah, pretty
Only
much.
grown and much worse by then. Look,
Well, yeah, but he'll be grown.
government controlled schools aren't all that. A lot of what they try to teach you is just propaganda, so it's perfectly valid to homeschool yourself. Everything is out there on the internet.
Just
You
to
do not
remind
need
To bow
everybody
down
about
to the authorities.
Exactly. Just
Oh.
remind everybody in history. Teenagers were in war too. Just saying.
Oh, we know. That doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
generally
exactly.
regarded to be a bad thing.
I think I'm gonna go get some air, and
I'm gonna
Drake's
go
is
with
gonna
you.
like go out.
Bethune
Yeah,
kind of like
just
pats
walk
Drake
out.
on the back a little bit as he's walking away.
I'm gonna follow
just
Drake
like-
out.
Robin sort of mimes. I'm sorry, because they very much know that they put an immense weight not only on Drake's shoulder but also on Fitune's shoulder, in the fact that they
Now I
know,
gotta protect this kid.
yeah, they know that Fitune is like meant to be.
You'll
their
have to
keeper
fight Susan for
somehow.
it.
Well,
Well, there's
the-
20 different prophecies trying to happen at the same time anyway, Drake. So, you know, if you don't fall into place, someone else will. And history only remembers the ones that survived or fought. Fought.
Lucky,
The ones, like the ones that went out to the country for. It's fine.
Let's make sure that Drake is one of the ones that survives.
That
He
is-
doesn't have to fight.
That is
He's
not
he's
very
just
assuring.
a kid. He doesn't have to.
I'm gonna go talk to Drake outside,
and,
guys.
you know,
it's
It's
fine.
gonna.
It's
Yeah.
like Susan actually.
Bye.
Lucky Susan actually she's always has this very sweet smile on her face. She looks lovely, but a little bit of that humanity when she gives you a very big piercing look and then turns that on Robin. A little bit of that humanity falls away, and there's a glint in her eye that says, "You do not test me on this. He is a kid. He doesn't have to fight."
I never
And he's
said
gonna
so.
survive.
I mean, you kind of did. You're kind of insinuating it.
Stop.
And as we talk, the kids
Well,
sneak
Yes.
out.
And as the adults bicker with one
Space.
another,
The
Eddie
kids
and
slip
Drake
out.
go outside. Drake, this is a lot of information that's just been thrown at you. You
Yeah.
are somebody special, beyond just what your parents might have told you. You have some sort of grand destiny that you're not aware of. And Fatoon, this person that you basically just met today, is supposed to teach you something or help you in some way. And they have a sick dagger that looks a lot like your switchblade.
Yeah, that's a lot. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like walk off sort of into the woods, but not too far away from the hideout. And I'm just gonna pull out that stick lighter and just light up a cigarette, like just puff frantically, like what the fuck is going on? This is like
And
Eddie's-
as you do, Eddie,
Eddie sneaks up behind him.
true to form,
Hey.
true to form.
He needs
Yeah,
to be scared right now.
I just totally take the fighting stance, like I'm fixing to knock somebody the fuck. Oh, hi Eddie. Okay, you almost got punched in the face. Just letting
Sorry,
you know.
I was actually walking behind you. I don't know why you didn't hear me walk behind you.
I have a lot on my mind right now. And I just take a long drag on the cigarette. Like just this morning, I look around to make sure Susan's still inside. Just this morning, I was on the roof skipping class, smoking with Betty, and now, then I wake up in the library for some reason. Now I'm special.
It's a lot to deal with. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's a lot.
Well, I've been at it for 2 minutes, and it's already getting to be much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at least you're stronger than most humans, right?
I mean, yeah, so I can take a punch better than most. That's assuring.
Mm-hmm. Stupid bullies always trying to mess with us. They shouldn't mess with us.
Take another drag and offer. Want one?
Sure.
I offer the cigarette and my stick lighter that I stole from Chip Winger's house.
You
feel like I
notice
wanna-
that on the
Fancy
hilt,
vibe.
it
I
is
feel like
even
it says-
engraved with Chip Winger.
Like, yeah, so I have a souvenir. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, it runs in the family, I think. My grandmother, she was called on to, and apparently she can fly, and bring out a flaming sword. So it's a lot of
Oh,
powers
that's-
people can get. I can pretty much destroy your mind if I wanted to. That's
That's interesting. I know very little of my parents, and all my Uncle Lester does is lay around and drink beer, so I'm pretty sure I didn't get it from him.
probably not. I don't know.
But
Sometimes
yeah,
it's genetic, sometimes we're just called upon.
yeah,
So,
you
I
could
mean,
say
I have
I'm.
more information back at the comic book store if you really need to learn about yourself.
I I might take you up on that, yeah. Assuming we make it out of this whole lake thing, but we'll see.
Sadly, the others don't realize that most of the people who gain these powers are probably teenagers.
Yeah, and then what's up with that? Like, first of all, I'll be 18 soon.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, I just met most of them. What gives them the right to argue over my fate? Like,
They're adults. That's why. That's what adults do.
great.
Yeah.
I take
I
another
mean, they're
long,
just there to
unhealthy
protect
drag.
us. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. But
Well, I've
honestly,
pretty
it's
much.
our job is to protect them, and they
Yeah,
don't know it yet.
yeah. Well, what even Susan doesn't know is I've been on my own pretty much for a long time. Uncle Lester doesn't do anything. I pretty much raise myself, you know.
I
I'm not.
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a lot of parents don't understand, or families don't understand
yeah.
that.
Yeah. She's the closest thing to a mom I think I've ever had. But sometimes I just, yeah,
But at least we're here and 100% sure we're going to be protecting them.
yeah.
So
They're just,
just
yeah.
keep your if something bad happens to one of them, just make sure we're there to save them.
All right, that I think I can do. But
See that tree right there?
uh-huh.
I'm gonna try to break that branch using my mind.
I
And
step
I'm gonna
I
like
step away from the tree. All right, let's do this.
Alright, so I'm
It's
gonna
gonna be
just
so
show him.
embarrassing if it doesn't work.
I know, right? I'm
Uh,
going to hex the tree.
all right, all right.
What could go wrong?
Roll for using magic for me.
Alright. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be like what? Where's my character sheet? And weird.
While you're rolling that, I do want to thank that Ian Elliott and Bean Dan Adam for the follows. Thank you so much. All right. Whenever.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, so looks like you succeeded, or you mix succeeded. So you are focusing really hard on breaking this branch, and one thing you've noticed this entire time you've been here, you felt like you're less in touch with your psychic abilities than you have been the past few years. Even it's almost as if you're kind of starting from ground zero here. You're starting from scratch. And so as you focus and focus and focus, the branch cracks, snaps, and falls, but then you feel blood running down your face from your nose. You've given yourself a nosebleed. But you don't take any harm. It's more cosmetic than anything else. You're just going to have to worry about the adults seeing your nosebleed. But
This happens a lot.
I
Sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening to me. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I feel a little bit weak here.
you okay? You good?
Yeah, didn't hurt. It's just I was a lot stronger than this. It's interesting.
Maybe. I don't know.
I
This
think
whole
something
thing
to
is.
do with this area is keeping our powers maybe not strong, so maybe be more careful with that.
Well, at least you know what yours are. I just know. Yeah.
You don't know what yours are?
I'm a. I. All I can figure is I guess I am a meat shield with a magic knife. Which honestly sounds about right.
So like a rogue.
Yeah, why not? That's sounds about right.
All right, let me teach you how to sneak.
And then goes the Drake and
disappears.
Eddie sneaking montage. The rest of the
Totally.
adults probably eventually leave the Haven to wonder what they're doing because they haven't come back. And you just see, like Drake like doing this, like sneaking along the forest floor while Eddie's giving pointers.
Yeah. And it's like, hi, where you going?
We're
Is this
good.
part of magic training?
I'll walk over and like hold a cookie out to him. It's freshly baked. Wow, my voice really did a thing there.
So Fatoon, was everybody planning to get the life jackets here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you would have life jackets in your haven specifically, but you would have them at the ranger station. So how close would you say the ranger station is actually to your haven?
I would say that it's like not super close, but it's walkable. So
Okay.
maybe like a 15 minute, 20-minute walk out.
Okay. So I would say that that'd probably be everybody's next goal if they wanted to be prepared for the lake, as Fatoon's ability allows. But before you leave the Haven, you are allowed to get any sort of resources that you think would be at the Haven. I don't know what sort of weapons Fatoon might have or anything like that. So if there's anything in particular you would like to get from there, do so before you leave for the ranger station.
Frying pan, cookies, I'm golden. I'm prepared.
Would they have any bullets in there? Because I need some.
Yes. You
Okay.
would be able to find some bullets. They're more so for like hunting rifles and those kinds of weapons. So not so much for like pistols or things like that. Primarily because the types of guns that they would have here would be more so for like hunting game and like when they need to sort of do that for their park ranger job.
I'm not an expert, but I don't think you could just jam any old bullets into a gun.
No.
Probably
So,
not.
just gonna take my time to make sure that my crossbow has arrow that are either silvered or have been dipped in holy water. Just hex things.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but if Eddie would like a gun with bullets in it,
I have
we will
enough
reluctantly
bullets.
offer one
I
to you.
just use less of it.
So 1 minute we're kids, the next minute we're being offered guns.
Yeah,
But
I'm kind of
reluctantly.
Be very happy
Yeah.
Susan didn't notice this.
Actually,
because Susan
we're
would
not being
have been
offered
okay with
guns.
this.
We're taking the guns without them knowing.
I guess
mean,
we
okay.
are in a coma dream, so it's not like we're giving you real guns.
They're coma guns.
And
Oh my
I
god.
think
coma guns. Coma
By
guns
that
are
logic-
no. We are not giving the kids guns. Actually,
that-
I would not be very happy about people having guns at all. She looks at Eddie.
By that logic,
Because-
does that mean I can have alcohol?
No.
We
You
don't have
cannot.
time to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
No
we
alcohol,
need our
no guns.
minds completely.
Plus,
Susan.
you really don't want to
Alcohol-
know what they put in that stuff.
Yeah, we do.
I just want it.
Okay, well, I have a whole spreadsheet back home, but there's lots of different mind control stuff, and they put pheromones in there that make you make aliens find you. That's why there's lots of alien abductions when people are drunk.
Oh, look, here's a book
am-
about aliens. Here you go.
I feel like you're being patronizing at me. Don't think
I
I
ran
don't
away.
notice. I put the book
Susan
back in
will-
Fatoon's.
Susan will put a hand on Drake's shoulder and go like, "I'll forgive you the cigarette for now, though. That must have been stressful.
Yeah,
Take care of yourself, okay?
I'm trying.
And
I
stay
will-
close. You don't have to fight."
I will say that while I don't think Susan, I don't want you to misunderstand me. I don't want them to fight. I just want them to be prepared to defend themselves if anything happens to us.
I mean, don't you remember being a
I definitely remember
Kid?
being a kid.
Mhm.
And I definitely remember having adults believe I couldn't do shit and then doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So either we help them and we actually know what they have in their hands, or they're gonna sneak off and take something on their own.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to fight, and I'm not taking Eddie's gun, because I do agree they need to be able to defend themselves. But we're
Okay.
not going to but most guns in the hands of people who are untrained hurt the wearer more than they hurt anyone else. I've seen the research on that. And also what I'm saying is that he doesn't have to fight if he doesn't want to, because he is a teenager. He is only a kid, and it's our responsibility as adults to make sure that he has that choice, or even doesn't need to make that choice.
Yeah.
That's what being a responsible adult is about.
I think that before we go anywhere, question actually, how many here does actually know how to use one of these weapons? Because you have a good point there. I don't want this stuff in the hands of someone who is gonna hold the finger on the trigger like an idiot.
You know that
Yeah,
if you shoot bullets up into the sky, they actually come back down?
I've been fighting monsters for 2 years. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
So cool.
Looks
Didn't
at
you
the
say
rest
you
of
never had to fire your gun when you were fighting monsters?
Yeah, I never used a gun, but
Let's
I
stop
know how
talking
to
about
use
guns.
it.
Or if we want to talk about guns, let's do it while we're walking to the ranger station. Because if we are in a world in someone else's control, I don't think staying there longer is going to make it any easier for us.
No.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try and talk to the weird creature shadow
Okay,
thing.
let me tell you guys all, okay? To me,
As
this
we're
is the
walking.
dream world. The gun is from a dream. I also have a flaming sword, which is, again, from a dream. All of this weapon stuff is in this dream. I do not have one in real life.
Are you lying, Eddie?
I don't know. I'm gonna roll. Cool.
Well, I can put it in the thing. The thing is, Lucky is pretty suspicious.
Uh-huh.
It's impossible to lie to Lucky.
But
if
you
the rest
can-
of us
But I
lie.
can use a luck.
I don't think that
I mean,
goes.
No, it's just they know.
Yeah, I would
I
say that you
know.
can lie to everyone but Lucky if you succeed.
All right.
Yeah.
So I
But-
would say that you are able to convince, like, everybody else, all the other adults probably believe that you only have a gun in the dream world. Lucky knows, though. Lucky, like, just looks at you as like, that kid just really has a gun in real
And-
life.
as the rest walks away, I just look at Eddie and go like, between you and me, it's fine. And I don't say anything to anyone else.
All right, let's go fight this ghost.
No, let's go talk to the coma patient,
Preferably talk.
Oh, we're going to the
possibly
hospital.
a ghost.
Um,
Well, we don't know.
No, we're
Robin
going
has a
to
spell.
We're going to
lake.
find them first.
We're gonna get
Okay, so
life
have we hit
jackets.
the? Yeah.
Robin has a spell to find Mira, and that's either going to lead us. If Mira is the shadow creature, it's gonna lead us to the ghost. If Mira is somewhere else, it's gonna lead us to Mira, so we can talk to her about the shadow creature.
I would like to assist with the tracking.
That would be fantastic.
But we go to the ranger station to get the life jackets first.
yes.
Yes.
Ranger
Yeah.
station first.
Can we just say we do that?
Yeah, I just want to make sure you do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same.
we go there. Meanwhile, while we go there, Robin pretty much explains to Eddie how to do the spell.
Okay.
I
Alright.
teach today. Robin teach Eddie a cool spell.
As you guys are, you get to the ranger station. Fatoon, you're able to lead everybody there, and there are plenty of life jackets. It's a ranger station that is near in a forest with the lake, so you have all the supplies you need there. I do just want to ask specifically, Fatoon, is there anything else from the ranger station that you want to grab while you're there?
Bear spray.
Sure. Yes. Let's grab some bear spray. Specifically, also, I want to grab like one of those park maps that that people like give out.
Yeah,
to-
like those big ones that are like, you are here, and then
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And also a compass.
Oh, good idea. Okay. So, yeah, you're able to find all those things. You know where they are. As you are all leaving the ranger station, though, you step outside of the ranger station, and when you originally walked in, there were a couple of Jeeps parked nearby. But one's running now, and it wasn't before.
That's
I think they're trying to guide us to wherever they're at. Let's not follow that. It's a trap.
Robin,
Is
can
there
you
a
We
key
know
in
how
the
to find
ignition?
it, right?
What happened?
What was that?
Go.
I missed what happened.
Oh, Taima, we were saying that as everybody walks out of the ranger station, there had been cars that were parked nearby, Jeeps, for the rangers, that when you walked in, they were inactive, and then you walked out, and one of them is running.
Oh, I see.
I
We
checked to
know-
see if there's a key in the ignition.
All right. As you walk closer,
maybe not walk in front of that one.
As you walk closer, to check if there's a key in the ignition. Oops.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Car
I
explodes.
heard a gunshot. Oh.
Oh, what?
Explodes?
Yep. I would you're going to have to Fatoon, since you're closest to this, you're going to have to roll to avoid this.
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
So
Yeah.
let me give me just a moment here. I'll tell you what you need to roll.
I thought maybe I'd get run over, but I didn't think the car would explode.
Yeah. So I would like you to roll an act under pressure for me.
Okay.
Oh
I
boy.
told you this was a trap.
Eddie knew something was going on.
All right, 8.
All right. So as you go to get closer, you have a sudden instance of, wait a minute. And you stop just before you reach your hand inside. And so when this explodes, you had just been pulling back, and you're able to throw yourself to the side. You take one harm, but it could have been a lot worse. Nobody else was nearby, so they are not injured. However, a car just exploded to try and stop you from doing something.
Holy shit, Fortuna, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's like a little bit of like a ringing in their ears, so they're like kind of yelling just a little bit, and they're like, yeah, apparently
I would like.
there was a bomb in this car or something.
Yeah, no
I-
shit.
I vote we
That's
walk.
not. Yes,
Right.
let's not car. I
Yeah.
run over to Futoon to try and.
I
help
would
him up.
like to read a bad situation. This sounds really bad. So looking this over.
My rose was to, while she's doing that, I'm going to use the sight to see if there's like any sort of magical influences going on here.
All right. So, Eddie, as you take a look around, you see the that kind of like those glowing blips that you saw around this area. But they do seem to have left again. You don't see them anywhere in the area, and you do think that whoever that cloaked figure is, they are the one who did this to try and stop you, distract you.
Okay, so the cloak figure is trying to stop us. There's blips going everywhere. Which direction do they go?
You see them head back towards town, it looks like.
And they went back towards town.
So,
I say we don't follow it and we just go to where
late.
Robin's
Yeah.
tracking spell leads
Mhm.
us.
I haven't started a track.
If it's leading to the cloak
And-
figure, it's going to be leading to town, though.
Eddie, are the blips, as you call them, are they around all the cars or just the one that exploded?
So,
The ones that
Because
Eddie,
maybe we have to take a few steps.
as you
further
do
away.
look around, Eddie, that's a very good question. Although there was only one running car, you do spot other cars in the area that have these little blips around them. So it could mean that any of the other, we'll say 4 Jeeps, could also be rigged to explode.
Yeah, stay away from the others. They're all probably.
Let's all take a few steps back. Futun, are you ready to walk yet?
Yeah, I think so. Before we leave, though, Futun like runs back into the cabin and grabs a first aid kit and brings that out.
Good idea.
Yeah, good show.
All right, so you grab that first aid kit. Fatun, you are feeling a little bit rattled. You weren't expecting a Jeep to explode, especially a Jeep that you yourself have probably sat in before. It's a little unsettling. But you are okay. And so the rest of you and everybody, Robin is going to perform the tracking spell. Is that right? Or are you going to go to the lake
Yeah.
first and then do it?
I was going to, because we don't know exactly where we're going first, and the
Okay.
idea is that I am going to use localized creature, and I'm going to read up the description here that I have. When you attempt to localize a creature, you need to have seen the creature close or hold your right hand upon the forehead of someone who just described them to you. In this case, that would be Eddie, who saw them in their sight, and the photo, I guess, in the picture in that, but or touch something belonging to the creature you wish to find.
Okay.
This while you hold a compass. It's fine, we got the compass. And let's see. That's been dipped in olive oil at some point in
Okay.
your left. You close your eyes and speak the following words while you focus. Visa mig vägen, led mig till dig. And I'm gonna roll weird. And I've used magic last session, which means I have +1 forward.
Yep.
And I have +1 forward because it's prepared.
Yes.
and Eddie said it was helping me. This is a lot of forwards.
Yes. So
let's see here.
You do a +3 forward. I would say that you probably stepped forward and you had to place your hand against Eddie's head because Eddie had the vision of this boat crash.
Yeah.
And so roll that weird for me.
Yes,
Sorry, it
and
feels oily right now.
fine. And I'm trying to find this mirror. Oh.
You definitely succeed. All right. So this tracking spell, does it just guide you with the compass?
No. So on 10, you receive on a 10 plus, you receive a vision of the creature in its current location, and you know instinctively exactly where they can be found.
All right. Well, then you definitely know where Mira is. So,
What do I see?
Robin, you see something not what you were expecting to see. You see an abandoned church. And inside the church, you see a young woman with dark hair and kind eyes. She is talking quietly with a couple other people. These other people you can't see. They're kind of blurred out. It's as if Mira is the only thing that you can focus on besides the general location. You can't hear what the others are saying. It sounds like the sound is muffled. But you hear Mira talking, and you specifically hear, "Did you hear that? It sounded like an explosion. Oh, I wonder if there's others here." And then you zoom back out, kind of back into your own body. And you know that this church is located on the edge of the lake, just outside of the boundaries of the forest preserve, and but still on one of the edges of the lake.
So Robin was standing and just holding this. Anyone who watches them can see their eyes sort of roll back, and the compass they're holding in their left is like spinning like crazy, and there's this slight ominous feeling, like like the room feels a bit cold. And Eddie probably feels it even more because I'm touching his forehead during this. And then I'm suddenly come back. There is like when there is like a sudden shape of wind or like a sort of static electricity in the room, that feeling that just would hit everyone around me, probably like it kind of because it hit off so powerful with that 12 my roll. And Robin back sort of stumbles in place and looks a bit confused for a moment, and then they look calm rather, and very like, okay, I know exactly where she is. The church by the lake. We should go there right away. There is others there, and she heard the explosion.
It'd be close then.
Yes,
She heard it.
There's
She,
others
she's
there?
alive.
she spoke to others. So there are others here. She seemed surprised about others being here, so I don't think she knows. Yeah.
Were the others young? Can you describe?
I could not see the others. I could only focus on Mira. Everyone else were blurred. I think we need to go there to find out more.
Yeah, and if
But I
they heard the
don't
explosion,
but
they might
Mira-
move. So
Yeah, but Mira is not who we should worry about. I think she seemed more. What do you say? Like from the way she sounded, from what I read from you, it sounded like she was almost a mix of hopeful and surprised that there would be other people here.
Yes, yeah. She,
Yeah.
you felt in her voice, and even you were able to see her expression. She was both
Yeah.
hopeful that there were other people here, but also very surprised and then scared because there was an explosion. She didn't, although, seem particularly surprised by the explosion itself. The explosion seemed like it gave her like, oh, there's somebody else here. So it might be something that she's heard before, explosions or other sounds like that.
I definitely think we need to help her, but this also means that, and he pauses a little bit and grimaces, like, it means we may or may not be in the same situation as this Mira as well.
well, we figure that we're in a coma. Miro's in a coma.
Yeah,
It makes
pretty
sense
much.
to me.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
She probably knows more about the situation than we do.
We have to see who she's with as well.
Yeah.
But if we don't go quick, they might move if they're scared.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so we hurry on taking the
Susan?
fastest route.
Maybe we should go step in first.
Huh?
Since you're
First,
tall and intimidating. Let's go there. Sorry. It's just
I want to know if my kids are there.
I
Uh,
can
that
try
makes
to
sense.
What if-
see. I want to read her thoughts.
Mira's?
Well, I'm gonna read
Robin's thoughts?
Robin's thoughts,
Datum.
and I'm going to
Could use that.
try. Is there a way I can read their thoughts and then try to communicate with Mira?
So I
I'm
think
walking
that
through the church.
you could read their thoughts to see the same vision that they saw, but I don't feel like you could communicate with Mira through it unless the spell was still actively going
the
on.
the spell doesn't allow for any communication. It only shows you where someone is.
Yeah, and
And so that would be a bit outside of the scope.
yeah.
Also, do you actually tell Robin that you're about to try and read mind? Because otherwise Robin is going to try to resist.
My telepathy doesn't. It says people will not expect the weirdness of your mental communication.
Okay.
So you're not prepared for it, and it doesn't like really let you know that I'm reading your mind.
Huh.
Did you say not
Not or it says except people will not expect the weirdness of your mental communication.
So if they don't expect it, they do notice it, right? If I'm reading it
Yeah,
right?
I think what it is that they can notice it,
Yeah.
but
Not resist
it is surprising. So
Yeah.
if you do it to someone multiple times, the second time you do it, they're going to be able to prepare themselves for it. They'll know the feeling and be able to fight back against it. I would say the first time it would be a little bit more sudden, like, oh, there's someone in my head. And then the next time they would recognize it and be able to essentially try and stop you better. The first time it would be just such a surprise. However, I would say that Robin, knowing a fair amount about the supernatural and also having done a couple of spells with your assistance, I think, Robin, you would be more aware of what Eddie can do. And I think in general, Eddie, it would be hard for you to surprise Robin with the telepathy, just because
All right.
both
if
of you
that's
worked
the
together multiple times
case,
now.
Then, because what I'm trying to do is trying to see who were the others in their vision.
The vision doesn't show that, unfortunately.
So
We're close
if-
enough to the church to walk there, so we can see that
Using
way.
my
Yeah.
sight. Yeah.
I think Susan is already sort of, you know, that thing what you do when you start herding people a certain direction. You're not necessarily taking their hands and putting them there, but you're just sort of shuffling them over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Susan's just behind everyone, like, okay, let's
let's
go.
go.
My kids might be
Go.
there.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out if
Yeah.
Susan's kids are
Or
there.
my
See if the
husband,
others
or-
were.
Yeah.
I mean, we
well,
can do
maybe-
that just by going there, which I think
Yeah.
might be faster.
Yeah.
But
And
if
also,
Eddie
Susan
is
doesn't know
trying-
you're doing this.
If Eddie is trying this while we go, allow Eddie to roll to try it, because I will roll weird to resist it.
Yeah.
Back.
So, Eddie, I would say that if you did want to try and essentially get a vision of what Robin saw, you totally could. You would just have to roll for it, since Robin is pretty familiar with your abilities. And otherwise, if you asked, maybe they would let you. But, you know, if you're just trying to spring it like usual, then you would have to roll.
I already said I was going to do it, so
Okay. So, you
no
both...
backtracking.
You both tied. So essentially what happens is, Eddie, you think you can get a little bit something more from this. So you try and read what Robin saw. And you get a very brief flash, you see kind of like that zoom in perspective that happened, that where zoomed in, briefly saw Mira, saw a little bit of fuzziness, but then as you try and dig a little deeper, Robin's mind throws up essentially a barrier, and it's like a door gets slammed in your face. And you even, feel jolted back into your body a little bit. But Robin, you do as well. You're kind of jolted back. And neither of you are harmed, but you do both kind of fall over where you're standing. Kind of like you just ran at each other and hit.
What did you just do? What happened?
Sorry, I thought
Eddie
I
tried
was
to
going to be
read
able
my
to.
mind.
I thought I was
Maybe-
trying to see Mira and who were the others.
Maybe don't do that without asking for permission first, please.
Put my baseball cap a bit closer on my head.
That's
Eddie, you
very...
have to remember, consent is important. If you want
Do
to
you?
read people's mind, you have to ask.
Do you
I have
often do
my-
that?
Do it every day. If I
You
need to
prob-
solve a mystery, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Well,
What
you
the
shouldn't
fuck,
do
Eddie?
it. Well, Eddie, maybe don't do it against people on your own team.
I
That's
was
not-
trying to talk to Mira.
But you didn't ask
We're
me
going to
first.
talk to Mira.
It's safer to talk to Mira away from talking to Mira, or not near her.
Eddie,
And
there is
safer
no
to
way
just
you
break
could
in.
have Eddie, listen. There is no way you could have talked to Mira through my mind. It doesn't work. The spell doesn't work that way. I would have to use a completely different spell.
No, I have spells.
I know, but you can't cast that through my mind. That's not the way magic works.
Well, I've done it before.
That exact thing. Regardless, you should have asked first. There is no
Yes,
excuse
that's
for
the
that.
important part. You can't just go breaking into people's minds. That's like reading people's diary.
I mean, we were practicing the spell right now. I'm just continuing that spell.
You're not. You didn't
That's
ask
what the
me.
assisting was.
Guys.
Yeah, let's keep walking.
They're right in that you do need to ask. That's like respecting the people around you, and I get that you are
All
trying
right,
to help.
adults.
and I'm
Okay, I
very
understand
grateful
you guys
for
are
that.
adults and you guys are trying to tell me what to do, but let's just go do this so I can get out of here.
Trying to tell you what to do. Like,
So let's go.
I would be harsher on
and
a fellow
Eddie
adult
walks away.
rather than. Right.
Well, if you want to be treated like an adult, maybe act like one. Robin is annoyed. They were.
I'll have to talk to
okay.
him later. And I agree that was not okay, but I'll have to talk to him later. Right now is probably not the best time.
Yeah,
Well,
mind reading is bad enough if the government's trying to do that. If your so-called friends are trying to do it as well, who can you trust?
Let's just go.
All right, so everybody starts heading towards the lake and towards the church. It is about break time, so we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, everybody. So please hang around. We will be back soon. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get to my right one. There we go. All right, be back soon, everybody.
See you in a bit.
We are back. Thank you so much for waiting, everybody. We were humans for a little while, and that is a good thing. So we are back, and everybody was heading towards the church. So, all right. So, getting to the church isn't necessarily hard. You do have to trek through some forest, but Fatoon is pretty familiar with the forest. They know where they're going. So I would say that they're able to lead pretty easily. As you start to get closer to the lake, though, let me just get our lake soundtrack back. There we go. As you start to get closer to the lake, though, the storm is getting worse. You are basically getting downpoured on now. And you're not directly going to the lake, but you are getting close to it since that church is nearby. As you kind of gaze over the lake, you see a couple of things. You see the little islands that are in the lake that have the trees on them, basically just little tree outposts. And just gazing across it, you don't see anything of note necessarily. You think that this crash was over 6 months ago. If it were there, it would probably be, you'd have to get closer and kind of look around in the water to find it. However, you can see the church just on the other side of the lake. You're going to have to skirt around it a bit. Is there anything you all want to do now that you can see the church?
As a note, I am already wearing my life jacket. I just haven't inflated it yet.
Perfect.
Robin has been humming on "Take Me to Church" the entire walk here. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Drake catches himself humming too and goes, "God damn it!"
Robin gives an approving nod.
Is it possible for me to use Dark Past, where if I trawl through my memories for something relevant to the case at hand, I roll plus weird, and then I get some questions, some information.
Yeah,
I want
definitely.
to specifically focus on the church and what do I remember about the church? Is there anything weird, supernatural, cultish that happened here in the past?
Yeah, definitely. Roll that weird for me.
All right, let's
Nice.
got
All
a
right.
8.
All right. So do you get one question then?
Yes, on a 7 to 9, I can ask you one question.
Okay.
So I will ask from the list, do I know anyone who might be behind this? And by this, I mean, like, what's going on with the church specifically?
Yeah, so what you know about the church is that it was kind of strange that Robin described it as abandoned. It, to your knowledge, isn't abandoned. It's not necessarily frequently in use, but there are Sunday services that happen there. And you have met some of the parishioners that go there, and even the priest that presides over those ceremonies and things. So it seems strange that it was abandoned.
I will sort of tell everyone else that and ask the group, do you know of anything that might have happened here specifically? Because I can't seem to remember there being a reason for this church to be unoccupied.
I have ties with like the cemetery and burial.
Does Eddie have an idea?
I'm like,
Yeah,
local
because of the religious my grandmother was, would Eddie know anything about this particular church?
Yeah, so Susan is local as well, and Lucky, you are at the cemetery frequently. So each of you does have a piece of information more about this church. Lucky, you know that while not a whole lot of funerary services are held at this church, just because of its location, it doesn't have its own cemetery. You do know that memorials are sometimes held there because it has a very beautiful, it's right on the lake. So if something bad happens, or if, somebody is having like a larger service or something like that, they might have it at this church. And Susan, you would know that you actually remember that there was a memorial for the crash that happened at this church because it was so close. It's already been mentioned that Mira was not from Lake Wonder. She was a visitor, was mentioned in that news article. But Susan, you knew that some of the parishioners at this church decided to have a memorial because the body was going back home for the other person in the crash, and Mira was in the hospital. But everybody wanted to kind of do something nice.
Something bad happened. People need to sort of like work through that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a grieving process for the town that something so sad had happened on the lake in the middle of, it was a, like fishing season at the time. So it was kind of a community grieving process, and you knew some of the people who were planning that. And Eddie, you know that this church was the one that your grandmother went to, actually. And you know that the fact that it is on the lake means that whereas there are memorial services that'll happen there, normal church services, you do know that your grandmother told you about when she was young. There was a little bit of funny business that might have happened, people using it for rituals and things like that. Nothing was ever confirmed, but, the church basement's always said to be haunted. So
I relay this to everybody in the creepy Eddie voice. It's like long ago when my grandmother was young. They used to have a cult down in the basement. And now there's spirits who walk there.
Oh,
This
Makes so much sense.
There's always cults.
Well,
Oh,
they
that
did have
sounds
a
a bit-
memorial. They did have a memorial service here as well. Maybe, like
Maybe her spirit's trapped here then.
What if the cult was following like a long lost god, and then the cult was arrested by the government or taken out in a battle with another cult, and at least the cult was gone, but the long lost god was still here. And over time, all these memorials for putting faith and like energy into this long lost cult god, and the memorial for the boat crash was just the final thing that pushed it over the edge, and this ancient god which has dwindled into nothing has now risen again, but with like fed with the pain and memories from all these people and all these memorials. It makes sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But let's just figure out what's going on here.
Yeah,
shall
we
have
need more
insight
information.
on- Do we wanna, sneak inside or something? Do we wanna, or just kind of look? Are we gonna do this?
Should
Oh,
I try to
there-
communicate with anybody here?
Hello.
Lucky.
That works.
That works.
So
We're friendly.
Lucky,
They're
as
trying
you,
to get home.
Lucky and Eddie, as you both start just calling out to this church.
I'll go and knock on the door.
And then as Susan walks up and knocks on the door, the door opens slightly, and a face pops out. It's Robin. It's not Mira, as you remember, but it is somebody that one of you knows. Anybody? Do you have somebody that you would like this to be?
My mom.
All right.
She was outside. She was. You saw her in your coma.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you've already seen your mom, so it can't be your mom. You've already seen her. Somebody you haven't already seen here.
Chip Winger.
No, never Chip Winger. I don't feel like Chip Winger goes to church anyway. Not that kind of spiritual.
No.
He's very.
I think Drake has an idea.
Yeah, Drake, do you have
mean,
someone?
I don't know, could be, I don't know, Betty maybe? That's all I'm getting, but if somebody has another idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think this could be Betty. So,
Yeah,
I very want it and don't want it to be Betty at the same time.
same. That's why I hesitated.
so
Yes.
if
Same.
if you want it to be Betty, it can be Betty. If not, we can make this somebody
Yeah,
else.
Ooh, Betty
that's
and
good.
Ginny, Eddie's best friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, your best friend is
Okay.
called Ginny?
Yes. Wasn't it Ginny?
I'm there.
I think it.
I
It's
think
me.
so.
Yeah, it was Ginny.
Yeah, I think it was Ginny. That's going to be a little confusing, but we can do it. All right. So, if we are okay with it being Betty, then it
Yeah.
can be Betty. Okay. So, as two faces kind of pop out of the door, first you see one, and then the other. The first one, Susan and Drake, and even Eddie, you recognize as Betty. This is Susan's teenage daughter.
Throw the door open. Betty! And I like wrap her into a big, big, big hug.
She
And just,
hugs
like,
you back and
I drop the cookies and the pan on the porch in front of the church, and I'm just like, I'm hugging my daughter.
she hugs you back, you know, like wrapping her arms tightly around you, and you just hear, "Mom, I can't believe you're here, Mom. I thought
Sweetheart.
I was alone."
I thought you were all gone. Are your brothers here? Is your dad here?
No, it was just me and Ginny. And then Ginny, Eddie's best friend, walks out from behind Betty. And she kind of waves at you, Eddie, like, "Hi."
Oh, Ginny, it's you.
"Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here."
Where's
"Great."
your sister at?
"I don't know.
She's not here either?
No, it's just me."
Oh, she would have been helpful.
Who else is here?
"Oh, well,
Hi, by the way, I'm Robin.
hi, Robin." And while Susan and Betty are just hugging over, like in front of the door, you see Ginny kind of looking around.
Yeah.
"Hi,
Shuffle around.
I'm Ginny," and she's kind of waving at all of you.
I've at this point set
what's-
Betty in front of me, and I'm literally patting her down, trying to make sure. And then I come to the ground, and I see my cookies. So I come
I
up
s-
having
I
my
pick up
cookies and
the-
offering her.
I'm sorry to like ask in the middle of this lovely reunion, but you guys haven't maybe met someone called Mira?
"Oh, Mira? Yeah, she's
Where-
here. She's been helping us."
Yeah, because
"Well,
I
come in,
think
come
she's-
in. It's
Okay.
safer inside. Come
Come
in." And she ushers you into this abandoned church.
I will very much try and put myself in between Betty, Drake, Eddie, and this Mira person.
I'm going to, because
I'm
I
gonna walk up
know
to Mira.
who, like the aura of Jenny, is it the same aura she normally gives off?
Yes, but you do notice that just like when you were looking at other things, like when you were in Chip Winger's house just looking around, even Ginny has that kind of weird golden glow around her. Even as you look at yourself, you notice that same glow on you.
Everybody here,
Yeah, everybody.
even Betty. Okay.
Even Betty.
I mean,
Uh,
this is a very touching reunion and all, but you do realize this means your kid is in a coma, right?
Oh my god.
No, like she's right here.
Okay.
We'll
Everybody
figure this out.
here,
That's an entirely different can of worms. Let's keep it for later. Hi, Mira. I'm
This
gonna
is kind
walk
of-
over to Mira.
Okay.
Yeah, Fortuna's gonna follow Robin over.
All right.
I'm just going
dark
to
look
stick next
goes
to
in
Jenny.
Lucky's direction.
All right.
Yeah,
A
I'm gonna-
dark look goes in Lucky's direction.
Yeah.
So
I quickly follow after Fortuna and Robin.
okay, so we have Lucky, Fatuna, and Robin going to speak to Mira. We have Eddie staying with Ginny, and we have Susan not letting her eyes off Betty unless she's glaring at people.
I mean, my hands are on Betty
Yeah.
while I'm glaring.
and Drake, what are you doing? Which group are you staying with?
Drake is gonna stay with Betty and Susan.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
stay with them. All right. So Fatoon, Robin, and Lucky, you all head over to Mira. Ginny had pointed her out. She's over kind of by the front of the church, kind of where the pulpit would be. And you see that there is a fire built up in the church, and that she's like cooking like hot dogs on sticks and like handing them out to other people who are in the group. Fatoon, you recognize another ranger that is in the group, just like, eating a hot dog. And Robin, you recognize that there is a someone you've seen around town frequently. One of the people who stares at you more than other people do. You don't know their name, they don't know your name, but you've been stared at by that person before. And
Oh, hey, it's the scary person.
oh, hey, it's the weird person.
Yeah, I mean, at least I'm owning it.
Do you want a hot dog?
Sure, I can take a hot dog, I guess, but more importantly, looks at everyone here. How long have you guys been here?
Well, we just woke up here, I guess today? I guess?
Here at church?
Did you wake up in the church? Or did you
no,
also wake
no.
up spread around town?
I was in a bus, just like sleeping in a bus.
Okay, well.
And then the ranger speaks up, turning to you, Fatoon. I was just checking out the trails, and then I, turned around. Suddenly I didn't recognize where I was. I, made it here, kind of roundabout way. And then, Lucky, you recognize somebody. It's your boss from the cemetery.
Awkward.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Hill.
Fancy seeing you here. This is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I've always expected something like this would, well, maybe not something quite like
yeah, of
this.
course.
I always expected something would happen.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of depressed to know that you're experiencing this too, because I'm never going to hear the end of it. Ever.
It's just important to pay attention to things.
I'm still convinced that I'm just sleeping at my desk right now, so...
Well, we are all sleeping, but in a hospital bed, probably. Unless they didn't find your body, which...
I don't want to think about my body as not being this, please, thank you. And...
Knowledge is power, Mr. Hill.
Lucky, you say that every time, and every time I don't believe you.
Very reasonable.
And then Mira stands up. She finishes handing a hot dog that she's cooking on a fire in this church to somebody else, and she turns to all of you.
Hi.
Hi. So, welcome to the church. Were you that explosion earlier?
Not we,
Yeah,
but there
that
was...
It was almost Futun, but not
That was
quite.
just me. You wouldn't happen to know where we are, would you? And I don't mean like where is in the forest, but like where.
Honestly, that's a great question. No. What I know is that you are some of the first people I've seen in about 6 months. There's been a couple others, but they just disappeared, and I don't know where they went. And it's basically just been me here, so it's really great having all this company. Because
Mira.
Kind of lonely. Yeah. Hi, I'm Mira. Great to meet
Mira.
you.
Yeah. Do you know how you ended up here? What's the last thing you remember?
I was going fishing.
Uh-huh.
And, something about...
Who were you fishing with?
Dad. I was fishing with Dad.
With your dad? Okay.
Yeah, we were going on a we came on a fishing trip to Lake Wonder, and
Yeah.
I just I don't I don't know where he is, and I know
Um,
this is Lake Wonder, but
mm, mm,
I don't know where he went or why I've been alone here for like 6 months, which is really weird.
can you, Mira? I'm gonna Robin's gonna move up and unless they show that don't no touch, they're gonna put like a light hand on the shoulder and be like, can you sit down for a bit? I need to
Um,
talk to you about.
sure, I guess. You can sit down too. And she starts like
I
grabbing
will.
chairs out of like the random garbage that's accumulated here in 6 months. There's like some
Mira?
chairs and like a stump. Yeah.
No, Mira.
Did your dad own a black robe?
I mean, like he had a bathrobe.
Lucky, wait. We'll get to that. Mira, you remember being on a boat, yeah? Do you
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
remember? Do you remember an accident happening?
And she kind of looks down and away, like she's thinking really hard. I remember the weather.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to be like great weather for fishing, kind of overcast, but cool.
Yeah.
But then there was this big storm that came in.
Yeah.
And Dad said it would be fine, it would blow over. But I don't remember what happens after that.
Okay. So this is this is not going to be easy to hear, but where we are right now, I think is a sort of in between world, because you are in a coma.
What?
But wait, give me a moment. Sit, listen to me for a moment. We found a news clippings with your name. There has been a fishing incident, and you were in a coma, but there was also a casualty. And I believe that your father didn't make it because there was only the two of you on the boat. And I think that might have something to do with you being stuck here by the lake.
I don't understand. I mean, I've been here for 6 months and I haven't seen my dad anywhere.
No, that's...
Or maybe you're the one keeping us here.
I'm not
because
doing
You're
anything.
so sad that your father died that you can't let any of it go.
Hey, Lucky. Not cool. Calm down, please.
This is me being calm.
Okay,
Considering the circumstances.
If I'm in a coma, why are you all here?
We're also in comas. It's pretty bad. I gotta be honest.
We think so. We're not quite sure about all the details, but some people here have seen some things, and it seems like the most likely explanation.
Yeah, and I believe.
But why would so many people show up here at once?
I don't know. It seemed like something might be happening.
Either something is pulling us here, or something's trying to feed on all of us. And that kid over there was talking. They killed like a dream elf king. So maybe that put the dream world into disarray, and we all got like sucked into it through a vortex.
Or he realizes how this sounds and just kind of like gives Mira a look, saying like, not everything they say is legit, but this time it is.
Yeah, because Mira definitely had a look on her face where her eyes were wide and she was like...
I mean, in the 6 months you've lived here, did anything seem out of place, perhaps?
Well, I felt like I was always being watched. That was weird. And people would show up and, I would talk to them and, I'd bring them here sometimes. But then as soon as they left, I'd never see them again.
Yeah. They
So-
left and you never see them. Wait, give me a moment, because that's actually really interesting. I'm sorry, Lucky.
Did you remember the names of people who were here and left? Because
Yeah.
if they died, we can cross-reference that.
Okay. There was a Frank. Frank. Frank Dispaccio, I think. And then there was
Hey Alexa, play this.
and then there was a woman named Lena Lena Dell. And she just starts listing names. Lucky.
Well, my hobby is looking into strange disappearances and
Yes.
stuff, so...
So I was about to say,
Well-
Lucky, you actually remember a couple of things about these names, because the names that she's listing of people who she met here and then never came back again, about half of them, because she just keeps listing, they are people that, some of the few people that you have buried in the past 6 months.
I mean, those people are definitely dead.
Oh.
Are they though? Is Lucky very sure about that?
I mean... They,
we-
they used to have bells that led to the surface, so if someone woke up in the grave, they could ring it, but they discontinued that because it was weird superstition. So I
Like
do
you
go
used
out
to
there
know we're
sometimes
dead?
on quiet nights to listen real hard if I can hear anyone. Haven't heard anyone yet. So, well, I buried them. That's all I can say. Well, not me. I buried.
Did you, Lucky? Did you hear anything about the circumstances of these people? Like how they died? Did they just have something?
Maybe if they...
You recognize that on the gravestones, some of them seemed like very natural lifespans. Not all of them. You could say that some of them might have looked like accidental or suspicious circumstances, but some of them were just completely natural lifespans. One thing you do know, though, is that a lot less people have died in Lake Wonder the past 6 months. You've not been kept very busy digging graves.
So, there have actually been less people dying than usual lately. So I've been looking into, the water and the food in the supermarkets to see if anyone's adding anything to it. But my testing did not bring any results back yet. But that's strange,
Oh, that's so.
right?
So
So
are you suggesting that the people who leave wherever we are, that they leave because they die?
yeah, and maybe they can only come here because they're dying. Which is...
So we can't
look over my
leave
shoulder if Susan
without
heard this.
Susan is very busy, like fussing over Betty, asking her where she woke up, etc., etc.
I'm
And
so.
feeding people cookies.
Well, if we are in, oh yeah, what's it called again? I always forget the English word for it.
Limbo?
Limbo, thank you. That's the word. If we are in limbo, that doesn't necessarily mean that we will die. Especially if we're in a coma, it means we might just as well wake up. Since you only recognized about half the names, that kind of checks out, because it means that the rest of them might be alive and not gone at all.
But Mira, this has to be tied to you because you were here 6 months before anyone else.
I didn't do anything, though. I mean...
I don't think Mira did anything either.
Are you part of a strange, maybe not officially sanctioned religion, or...
I'm just a college
God.
student.
Have you ever seen your father's basement?
Yeah, there's like boxes and some tools and some really old clothes that like are really out of fashion.
Ooh, are they like black cloaks
No,
with
I
strange
mean,
symbols on them?
mainly like Jinko jeans and.
Does he go on any weekend retreats that he's like strangely close-lipped about?
Mainly just
before
fishing.
he died.
I don't think he's dead. Mainly just fishing trips. We went on fishing trips.
Oh dear.
I don't think it's the dad.
I don't think so either, but I also don't think Mira has as much to do with this as it seems. I think Mira just happens to be the one who's been here the longest.
So, as you're all kind of discussing this with Mira, Eddie, Drake, and Susan, you three are just discussing with the other, we'll call them survivors that we have here, other stuck here's. I don't know quite what to say. And Susan, Betty is, she's incredibly happy to see her mom. Mom, this isn't like, are we dead?
I don't think so, sweetheart. If we were dead, we wouldn't be so alive. Like, I can touch you and you can touch me. So I don't think we're dead. I know Lucky's saying things, but I don't think it's true.
I mean,
Lucky's-
I'm glad.
Look, like Drake is alive.
Or
And
he's
I
dead,
am.
and I'm dead too, and you're dead, and we're all dead.
Hey,
We're not dead. We're not dead. We're not dead. We're not dead. Can we just
We're
wake
not.
up?
Like Mira isn't dead. Mira isn't dead either, from what I understand. So I'm pretty sure if we were dead, we wouldn't be with a not dead person.
It's a bit.
yeah, that sounds about right.
And as that conversation's going on, Eddie, you're talking to Ginny. Is that right?
Yes, I'm asking her where was she before she got here? Where's Gabby before she got here?
So
Um,
she is thinking, and she's like, where was I? I think Gabby and I were going somewhere together. I think we were walking downtown, maybe? But Gabby's not here. She isn't with me.
okay, how long have you been here for?
I was here before Betty, but not like super before Betty. Maybe just like a little before Betty.
Okay. Did you see any of the cloaked figure?
Oh,
It was.
yes. Oh, it was so creepy. It was staring at me. And it was like in the woods, just like peeking out around. It's so weird. What a creeper.
Stay away from them. It's probably dangerous.
Yeah, that's what Mira said. She said we should stay away from it, whatever it is.
Where was the first time you saw?
Okay, so when I woke up, I was in the comic shop. I woke up in the comic shop, and as I was kind of like getting out of the comic shop, I looked across the street, and it was just standing there.
So it's just lingering down for some reason.
And it was hard. It was like hard to look at. Like the longer I looked at it, the more I felt like I wasn't looking at it. Like it was like I was looking into just darkness. It was really weird. I
Okay,
wish Gabby was here.
Me too. Trust me. Gabby's super strong.
Yeah, I know. Like I don't know what she did to change her diet, but she's been lifting weights or something.
Eddie just laughs a little bit.
What?
Sorry, it's just when you said change diets. Yeah.
For people who don't know, Gabby's a zombie. Gabby got turned into a zombie in Lake Wonder. So she changed her diet and got real strong.
Okay. Okay. So, did you hear a gunshot when you awoke? I can't remember how long it was that Betty was here for.
Yes, I did hear the gunshot, but I wasn't gonna run towards a gunshot. I don't have a gun, so I ran the other way.
Betty has a gun. Just kidding. Okay. It's so frustrating because now that you're here, I'm gonna have to make sure you're safe. Otherwise, Gabby's gonna eat me.
That's a weird way to put it.
Yeah, I meant get me. beat me. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Right, yeah, that
Alright,
makes a lot more sense than eat. I don't know why you say she was gonna eat you.
I don't know either. Okay. What I want you to do, if we leave this place, you're gonna stick between me and Susan and Betty at all times. Okay? I'm gonna let you know right now that this dark figure is after all of us and is trying to prevent us from leaving town. So,
But why though?
I'm not sure. I feel like this is all my fault.
I mean, you know, a lot of people feel that way, just like in general about a lot of things, though.
I know, but
Like, I feel like everything's all my fault all the time. And, you know, as that conversation is kind of wrapping up, Mira steps up onto the little platform that the pulpit would be on. It's not there currently, but she, you know, figures it gives her a little bit of edge. And she calls out to all of you. So, there are more of us now, which is nice in a way. I love the company. It's great. I've been really bored. And also, it's really lonely when you just are essentially alone for 6 months. So, welcome to my weird church that I've just been bringing random stuff to mess around with, basically. And she, like, points over in the corner, and there's, like, a bicycle that's flipped over, and, like, there's, like, a little, like, conveyor belt attached to it, and, like, it seems like she's trying to generate electricity, like, with the bike, just because she was bored. And, you know, you see lots of things around the place. You realize this place isn't so much abandoned as just someone's been trying to find stuff to do for 6 months. And as she keeps talking, she's like, so, I don't know if any of you can tell, but when we're here, whatever's watching us, it doesn't feel like they're watching us. And you do feel that. You feel that for once, those eyes aren't on you. There's not that looming presence, that prickling at the back of your neck. I don't know why. I don't know if it's, you know, that whole, like, holy ground kind of thing, or if it just can't come here, or if it doesn't like mess, because it's really messy here now. I don't know. But I think we're safe here. But I also don't think that you're all supposed to be here. If we just stay here, nothing's gonna change, and you're gonna be stuck here with me for for another 6 months, and then another 6 months after that, and then we'll all just live here, and that'll be really weird. Because as much as I like you, I really wasn't planning to start a commune. So, does anybody have any ideas?
I do have an idea.
Okay,
That
open forum. Go for it.
you need to wake up.
I'm not sleeping. I'm currently awake.
No.
We are awake here, but that doesn't mean you are awake.
You're in a
Unfortunately.
hospital. I'm 100% sure you're in a hospital right now. In a coma.
Did I at any point get the idea that Mira was lying? Or does she seem sincere?
Mira seems completely sincere. You think she might not have all the information, but she's
Of
not lying
course.
to you.
I think
Can't
that
you just... You two got out of the coma before. Can't you just do that again?
How
But
did we
for
do
her.
it before?
You were trying to scry for her name.
Yes. What spell did you use?
the spell that was an improvised one. It wasn't really a spell I had per se. I did
It was
write,
spirit right?
yeah, spirit writing. I did write down like the stuff I used. I kind of did bring most of it, but we did. It was that we tried. I think we tried to connect with
Mira.
Mira,
Miracle.
but I wonder also. So if... Hmm...
Wait, didn't you? I don't remember if you said it or not. That you were looking at your hands and you saw
I
that.
did.
You
It
look
looked a lot like my own hands. Oh, hey, Mira.
Yeah.
Who holds up hands.
Vera's like, okay. And she holds up her hands. Her skin is a bit darker than yours. She just has a darker skin tone. But your hands are kind of similar. You're not.
Is it different enough that I can tell what the hands I was looking at?
I would say that yes. Now that you're looking at Mira's hands, those hands were not her hands that you saw. The skin was too light.
Yeah. No, I definitely saw my own hands.
so we're in the hospital there for sure.
I think I have a feeling that something, or whatever those cloaked figures are doing out there, either we were all in an accident, if we were all on a bus trip or something together, or a bunch of us just fell asleep where we were standing all across town and were found.
Remember, a lot of kids were falling asleep last week.
Did you get like a stream of kids coming through here, Mira, that left again?
It was kind of weird, actually. There were these kids that I would run into them, like I would briefly see them, and then they would be gone.
Did they have a flaming sword?
Not to my knowledge. I didn't see any flaming swords, but it was really spooky, actually. It was kind of like ghosts. Like I would just see them in the distance, like standing there, and then they would be gone. It was so weird.
That checks out. If you guys were in a dream realm, and I think we are in, well, your realm more or less, or your father's maybe. But I think we need to. What we might need to figure out is what happened with. They're rubbing their head now real hard. They're gonna and thinking back to eventual research, and
if we need to figure out what happened to me, more, we could go to the lake. I mean, we wouldn't be protected there. It's only safe here, but
I wanted us to stay away from the lake, so I think we should try that.
I was last at the lake, is all I know.
I think maybe
who were you
maybe we need.
I was with my dad. We were fishing.
Okay.
Maybe we need to revisit the situation where it all happened. Let's see if we can find a boat.
May not be safe, but I think we do have to.
Hey, Mira, sweetie. Yeah. When you were around, was there someone who was watching you, making you feel the heebie-jeebies?
When we were fishing? Oh, or like when I was like here.
Before here.
Before here? No, I mean, Lake Wonder was like pretty welcoming. I don't really remember anything weird. I mean, other than the storm.
We do try to be welcoming. Here, do you want a cookie?
I haven't had a cookie in a really long time. Thanks.
Here you. I just baked them fresh, actually.
She like shoves the entire cookie in her mouth.
I give her another one.
She's like, "Thank you." Very excited to eat that cookie. So, go ahead.
Eddie. I'm sorry, Eddie. Are you seeing anything while we are in here?
What I was thinking. I see everybody still has that golden glow around you guys.
A golden glow.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has it.
Question from my little dwelling into research of death and undeath. Does the little glowing things tell me anything? Can I roll something for that?
Yeah, if you wanted to roll a
weird or a sharp, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess roll a sharp and a weird for me, please.
Okay, one of each. Here we go.
Yeah, because you're drawing conclusions from your magical knowledge.
Yeah, it's
is what
my
we'll
magical. Say. Yeah, my magical knowledge and some stuff I've done in the past. Let's see. That's Ooh. Okay, that's 2 experience points.
So you have no idea. Yeah, you're thinking real hard about this. And you're like,
I have a fucking brain blank is what I have, and I get 2 experience points for it.
yeah, you're just standing there like, no thoughts, head empty. Cool.
As
Ugh.
Robin is like frowning and focusing, I'm also trying to see a bigger picture because we've had all this information, and I know that the creature in the ropes is dangerous. And is there any way if I could try to piece things together, whether this church is what it wanted us to stay away from, or if there might be something more in the lake?
Yeah, so first off, I would like to thank Outburst. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, welcome everybody.
First.
Hi.
And then I would like to say that if you're, trying to figure out the bigger picture here, Lucky, you're really good at connecting the dots. Let me just...
I connect dots all the time. All the dots.
You connect so many dots. Let me just
So many
read
dots.
your sheet real fast.
It's just that sometimes the dots are very far apart and don't actually have anything to do with them, but you will draw a line.
Absolutely.
All right, here we
Look.
go. Is this a specific move you have?
No,
Okay, I
it's
want to
not.
check because I know that there is a move like that for the flake. So I would say that I would like you to roll me a weird roll, please.
Hey.
Hey!
Nice. So you are kind of looking at all these disparate dots. You're having that conspiracy theory board moment in your own head. You're
I'm just literally connecting dots in my notebook.
yeah, you're just like looking at all these pieces. You're like, okay, Mira was here first. We know that Mira was in an accident 6 months ago. We know that seemingly our bodies are in the hospital right now. We know that these people also seem to be in the hospital right now. We know that that cloaked figure has been watching us, and that cloaked figure was watching Mira. And when people leave here, this church, after finding Mira, they disappear.
It's the Grim Reaper.
It's looking for me.
So, you think that this cloaked figure is watching and or looking specifically for Mira and can't get her or can't come to her for some reason. And people who come in contact with Mira go away. In one way or the other.
Mira, this has to be about you. It has to be looking for you, specifically.
But I've been here the whole time.
You're in the middle of all of this. You've been in the church. You said so yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I go out every once in a while, but I try not to be out there too long because it's really weird. Like someone watching you all the time. That's the only time I don't feel it is here.
Food.
That's what I've been going out for, and I've been eating a lot of those little wafers. And I drank a lot of wine.
That's not very healthy, sweetheart.
No.
Mira, the thing is,
Once we get out of here, you should come by and we'll have dinner.
it
It'll
doesn't
be
matter.
fine.
It's not our real bodies.
You have any more wine?
We have...
I mean, like, it's in the sacristy.
There. No,
I'm gonna
Just
I'm
saying.
going.
start.
no.
Mira,
Me and Drake are
This is
sticking down to the
Susan.
basement.
Gonna start walking, but as soon as
This is Susan literally looking at Drake going, no.
I'm gonna start walking, but like as soon as she says no, he's gonna like straighten up and
Eddie's sneaking
go
away.
talk to this.
Eddie.
Where is Eddie going?
Eddie's going towards the basement.
So Eddie's not
Great
headed
plan.
towards the sacristy
I'm going-
where the
I'm
wine would
going-
be.
I give basically because I think that he is. I give Betty a quick look and go like, Drake, take care of Betty, okay? I'll go and follow Eddie.
That I can do.
All right, so Eddie, you are heading down to the
Don't let her
basement.
leave
Is
this
that right?
church.
Yes.
All right, you're going to see if there's any weird rituals taking place. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
I'm following.
All right, so Eddie and Susan. Susan, you're hanging back. Eddie, you're creeping forward. you head down into the basement. The stairs are rickety, and it's really dark down there. The further you get, it feels kind of claustrophobic down there. But once you reach the basement, it looks like a normal church basement. There are some couches. You think a youth group was probably here. You see some bookshelves. There's some like weird props for what used to be like a church play that happened. However, I would like you, both of you, since you're down here, to investigate a mystery for me.
Not my best skill.
Hmm.
Did it roll?
Yeah.
I don't
my
think
sevens.
I don't think yours did,
No,
Ginny. It might be asking you if you have forward. You would not have forward, so you just.
This
hit.
is my first. This is my first roll of the game.
Well, you get experience.
Oh my God.
So Eddie, you
But
have.
Susan is not good at this.
Susan, you're looking around. And you're like, this is a church. I remember that play. It was cute. Eddie, though, you're looking around and you have one question for me.
What? Or does what is happening outside connected to what happened here? And I'm also using my sight to see any magical influences.
Yeah, so you look around this room while Susan is behind you, and you know Susan's there by this point. Those stairs were really creaky, and she has big feet. But as you're looking around, you spot a couple of different things. One, you spot the supplies from what looks to have been the memorial for Mira and her dad in the accident. You find some like fake flowers that are left over, some candles, and you find their names like written out really nicely, as if it had been on part of a banner or something. This looks like it's giving off a bit of a aura to you. It seems to be. It's giving off a stronger aura than everything else you've seen so far. But as you continue looking around the basement, you notice that underneath one of the rug that's kind of in the middle of where the couches are, you spot a what looks to be something carved into the stone underneath that rug. Do you go check out that rug?
Yes.
Okay. So you lift up the rug, and Susan probably is a little confused about why you're lifting up rugs in basements.
Instead of looking for the sacrificial wine, which you thought you were going to do.
You're not going to find wine under a rug. You lift up the rug, and you find some carvings in the stone, and it looks like you remember those stories your grandmother told you, that if they were doing rituals anywhere, it was probably here. If you would like to try and see if you can figure out what this means or what kind of rituals they were doing, please roll a weird for me.
Okay. Weird is being weird.
Can I?
I'll mark that experience.
All right. So taking a look at these carvings, you don't know what they mean. You don't know whether this was a good ritual or a bad ritual. All you know is that someone was doing something down here, and your grandma knew about it. But that's about it. You're not able to suss it out beyond that.
I think before he even can, like Susan basically drags him away as well. Like before he can really examine it.
Like Susan, there's the memorial right there for Mira and her father.
That's odd. That should have been cleaned away months ago. Like half a year
Giving
ago.
off a really strong aura, and I think that's what's causing protection. Church.
You're saying that the things over there are what's making all this stuff going on?
I'm not sure if it's. I think this is actually protecting the church.
Well,
That
then we
might
shouldn't
disturb-
touch it at all. And like probably not get too close to ritual circles or something. That's
I agree with you there. That's probably going to activate bad things and cause this church to not be protected.
Hey Eddie, are you okay?
I'm not.
What's up?
Just went from one thing to this. It's leading to me, I think.
That's a lot. Do you want a hug?
Okay.
All right.
What I'm thinking
There's one here
that,
if you want in.
Mira cannot leave this church. I think we need to figure out what's going on with the lake without her.
Yeah, I mean,
And Jenny
if the people in
and
here
Betty
are
should
safe,
stay here too.
have you considered staying?
I
I know
stay.
you can fight. I know that. I'm not saying you can't. It's just that, well, you were just saying, you just came from another thing.
I can't stay. This is Lake Wonder. I'm protecting it for reasons. My grandmother was a protector, and I will follow in her shoes.
I think she'd be very proud of you.
I'm sure she does. She tells me that every day.
That's wonderful.
Speaking of, is she in this church? Can I see my grandmother here?
Take me to church.
So you look around and you do not see your grandmother. As much as her spirit is often with you, it seems this is someplace she can't follow.
She's not. Alrighty,
That
let's
must be
save
lonely.
this town. Let's save Mira and the girls.
Yeah.
All right, you head
Hey,
back upstairs.
I just wanted to say, you're doing great.
And
I know you're trying.
I know.
And with that, we do go upstairs.
you head upstairs. All right, so we are wrapping up for today. And while you guys are very close to solving this mystery, you haven't done it just yet. So we will have another session next week, and I believe it will be the last one. Since you're not sure you'll be able to be with us, you have an option here. If you'd like, we can have something happen right now that will take your character out of it. Or we can play it by ear, see if you will be with us next week. And if you won't, then you can tell me, I can talk to you about it on the side, and we can figure out, I can tell you kind of what the situation is, and you can let me know what you would like to happen. So, do you want to stick with that or decide right now?
I'd like option B because there's a small chance I might be able to join in.
Okay.
And would be a waste to throw that option out of the window.
Okay.
Hoping you will.
So
Yes.
we will wait on that. But I will say, as Eddie and Susan head back up the stairs, you all kind of gather together and you start sharing information. And suddenly you hear some noises outside the church. You start hearing pounding. You start hearing the windows shattering and shaking. And it seems like whatever has been watching you is now trying to get in the church.
Dum dum dum.
Was it me?
And with that,
No, it's a cliffhanger.
it's a cliffhanger.
Ah!
Gotta be.
So, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. This has been a very good session. Lots of good role play. Good job. Some good rolls. You all got to mark some experience. Before we go around and introduce everybody, let me just take a look at our end of session things. You did not conclude the mystery
Yay.
just yet. Did they save someone from certain death or worse? I would say that Hamna, you were in a very sticky situation with that car, and everybody
Yes.
telling you to be careful, and you being careful. I'd say you all gain that counts for that. Saved Hamna from exploding in a car. You definitely learned new and important things about the about what's going on, about the world, and you also learned something new and important about a couple of the hunters, about both Eddie and Drake. So I would say that you have three.
And Futun.
Oh, and Fatoon, yes. So I would say you have 3 points for this, which means you get to mark 2 experience.
Level up.
Do you guys remember what we did last time? Like how many experiences?
Oh,
we were supposed
I
to
believe
get?
it. Yes, I believe
One.
it was 1 because
Just one? Okay.
you learned about the world and you learned about each other. So
Yeah.
you had
So we
2.
gained 2.
Yeah, so you had you gained 2 experience, or no, you gained 1
Yeah.
experience because you gained 1 for every 2 questions. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I-
yeah,
So I'm
so
at 4 then.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
I'm
have
one
4 as
away
well.
from.
I'm leveling up and I get 1 for the next. And I might have forgotten one thing that I should have marked for, but I will take that with you later, Corinne.
okay, yeah,
No,
just
that's not
actually,
important.
no, I'm at 5.
Yeah.
I had 2. Yeah, I'm at 5.
yeah, you failed a fair amount this
Yeah.
session, so
Yeah.
I've literally never failed a roll, so I'm still at 3.
you're
I
just
mean, I've
really
done
competent.
Bumble.
You're very competent.
I
Same.
have 4.
I just don't roll for things.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Let's see what
I
else
get my
I-
flaming sword.
Nice.
I would say that with your level up, you might gain access to your flaming sword. So, yeah, I'd say that yes, you can have your flaming sword next session with your level up. And remember, whenever you return back to Lake Wonder proper, this level up experience will carry over. So you would be 1 higher level than whatever
Okay.
you were originally. All right, so now that we have that sorted out, we're gonna go around, say where, who you are, where people can find you, and then we will say goodbye for the week. So we're gonna go from the top and go down. So we're gonna start with Hamna. Who are you? Where can they find you?
All right. So, hello, everybody. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns. Where can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at @hshy_, where I talk about all the different projects that I'm a part of. I've got a couple podcasts that are coming up that are in the works, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Other than that, I am also the dice maker for Noctis Resin. So if you want a set of handmade custom dice, you should follow @Noctis Resin on Instagram and Twitter.
Yay! Everybody, check out Hamna. All right, next up, Fishy. Who are you, and where can people find you, if anywhere?
Hi, I am Fishy. I use he/him pronouns. I'm not really active on many social media, but maybe I'll pop up in more of these, in the near future, and you can see more of me.
Lovely.
But yeah,
It's been good to have you. All right, next up, M. Who are you? Where can people find you, if anywhere?
I'm also not really active on any social media, more of a lurker, but just happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. All right. Next up, Mina. Who are you? Where can people find you?
I am Mina Sanuki, and I am a variety gamer. You can find me on my streams if I stream. I still haven't done it. I don't know why. But you can also find me, or my Twitch is Mina Sanuki 30, so you can find me there. I'm also on Twitter at msanuki, so you can find me there too. And I think that's about it. That's all I have.
Very cool. Next up, we have Taima. Who are you? Where can they find you?
I'm Taima, they, them, or she, her, and you can find me on Twitter where I am Taima Time, or on Instagram as Taima Creative. And you can also find me on GM Binder under I believe it's just time actually, but where I posted a bunch of homebrew I do for 5e, which is pretty much what I do along with being an artist in general.
Definitely check out Tima's stuff. And Hamna, if you wanted to give links, or if anybody wants to give links, you can post them in the Zoom chat, and I can post them for you. It's just the settings in the Nightbot.
The Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I did post them and they seem to be working for me, but I can throw them into the
They're
Zoom.
three little stars. For
They
the
become
rest
little
of us.
asterisks for everybody else. Yeah. And finally, Ginny, who are you? Where can we find you?
All right, so I'm Ginny. I go by Ginny Voss on the internet. That's GINNYVOS. And you can find me on Twitter, where I rarely post, and on Archive of Our Own, which has a bunch of fan fiction. And I run a blog, well, sometimes post on a blog called All Good Questions on Blogspot.
Definitely check out
Which
Ginny
is
and all
right
those
down
places.
here.
Yeah, it is. It is right on there, as much as I could fit of it. But yes, please check out all the players. They all do a fantastic job. This has been a really good game, and we will be back next week to finish out this mystery. You're all very close. You're getting there. You're solving this mystery together. And so, goodbye, everyone. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Next week I'll be a little sleepy, but I'll be here. So,
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
all right.
Can't wait.
Let's get that transition screen. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Camera out. Sound.